Hi, GES kindergarten students. We miss you very much. Today we're going to do a May lesson, and it is going to be about the topic of friendship. I also have a special guest here that is dying to see you. Tuggles has missed you so much. So, friends, you know Tuggles comes to see you every single month, and we love to come in and visit your rooms. You know, Tuggles and I were talking about friendship, and we remembered going into your classrooms a few months ago to talk about friendships. And we sang a little song about how to make a friend. Some of those things that we talked about you can try to make a friend are start by saying hello. If it's somebody you don't know, like maybe from another class and you're out on the playground, you can introduce yourself and tell them, "Hi, my name is," and then you can ask what your name is, the other person's name is. Another thing we talked about in that song was to find things that you like to do together, play together. Friends love to share toys together too. So, we're going to talk a little bit about qualities of a good friend, how to be a good friend, and just kind of reinforce that in our lesson today. So, Tuggles was so excited when I told him we were going to do a recording for kindergarten. So, he asked me if he could join in. I said, absolutely, of course he can join in. Um, so I have a book that I just want to go over a couple pages with you. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but there's some really great pages in here that talk about how to be good friends. So Tuckles is going to sit right here beside me, and he's going to listen as I read along, and you can listen from home. All right, so one of the things that I thought was really important that we should review is ways to be a good friend. Okay, so we're going to talk about what are some things that you can do to be a good friend. All right, so there's some pictures here, and I'm going to talk about that with you. So it says there are many ways to show that you like someone and want to be their friend. You can play fair, like you flip a coin, decide who goes first when you play a game. You can protect a friend if someone else is starting to bother them, so you can tell the other person to stop if somebody's upsetting them. You can share toys and other things. So sharing is really important, especially when it's things that you both like to do, because then you're both having fun together. You can stand up for your friends even when others complain about them or make fun of them. Okay. You can invite them to play with you. So if you see somebody's maybe standing alone at recess or doesn't look like they have anyone to play with, invite them to play. Say, would you like to play with us? And then they can decide what to do. And then you can listen to your friends and pay attention to what they say. Really important to listen to them, okay? Because listening is showing that we care about them, showing that we want to hear what they want to share. Does that make sense, Tuggles? All right. Okay, so there's another thing I want to review too with you. There's another page in this book that talks about ways not to be a friend. So things not to do. So these are things that can cause conflicts if you're with making friends, if you act like this, or if others are acting like this. Just be aware that that's not the best way to be a friend. Friends are bound to disagree about things. Even best friends can bother each other sometimes. There are many ways to upset your friends. If you cheat and you don't follow the rules, when I play games with people, if I see they're cheating, it kind of makes me feel sad on the inside. Because I like to play by the rules. And if the people I'm playing with don't, that's kind of upsetting to me. If you insult them or call them names, so name calling is definitely something that upsets other people. If you don't let them play, if you tease or make fun of them, if you hit or you hurt them, okay, those are things that can definitely hurt others, okay. If you don't share things, so sharing, we talked about on the other page, is a good thing. So not sharing is can cause conflicts with friends. If you don't let your friend play with anyone else, so it's really important to share your friends because if you're trying to pull your friend away from someone else, that other person might not have someone to play with. Okay, so it's important to share your friends and just kind of be an includer and invite people to play. If you blame friends for something they didn't do, if you act like a poor sport, and show off when you win or quit if you think you're about to lose. So, a poor sport means that when you play a game with somebody and you lose the game, you might say, well, that's not fair. You didn't play right, or that doesn't count. So, if you lose the game, the best way to handle it is to talk to your friend and say, good job, nice game. We had fun playing together. And just know that another game you might win. So, if you quit because you're about to lose and you're like, well, I quit, well, that's not fair either. Because if you're all playing by the rules, the point is to have fun and to be together. And then if you ignore what your friends say, ignoring your friends can upset them. So again, that goes back to listening. Listening to others that shows that we care for others. So it's really important to do that. All right, friends. So now we talked about some things, some ways to be a good friend, some qualities of a good friend, and we also talked about some things that could cause conflicts or ways that aren't being a good friend. So one thing I want to tell you is that we can control our own behavior, so we can control what we do, but we can't control how other people behave. All right, so the way we treat others is definitely going to help um, our friendships and help our relationships with others. All right, so what we're going to do is Tuggles is going to listen to a few situations. All right, this is called if then. So I'm going to read some situations and I want you to think about this for a minute. Think about if somebody does it, then what would happen? So think about the things that we talked about, good qualities of being a friend, qualities that aren't so good to be a friend. All right, so here we go. If then. So I'm going to say the if part, and I want you to think in your head, if that happened, think, then what would happen after that? All right, so you're going to answer the then part in your mind. I'm going to pause and just give you a moment to think about that. All right, first thing. All right, if you brag about yourself, then I want you to think for a minute. Douglas, can you think about that too? Yeah. And bragging means talking about yourself by always saying, oh, I'm the best at this, and I'm really much better than everyone else, and I'm, the best in everything. Okay? So think about if you always talk like that, what's going to happen? Here's another one. If you tattle on others, which is different than reporting, then, okay, so an example of tattling is, well, he got in line with him when you didn't say his name yet. Or, you told us to get out a red crayon and that person over there took out a purple crayon. That's different than reporting. Reporting is talking about when somebody's hurt or somebody needs help. Okay. If you are always grumpy and in a bad mood, then think about that, Tuggle. If you're always grumpy and in a bad mood, then what are your friends going to do? They're going to want to be near you if you're always grumpy in a bad mood. Your friend's going to want to approach you every day. If you are a sore loser when you play a game, then, Tuggles, I think that was in the story we talked about earlier. Yep. All right. Well, so now we talked about some situations of not so great behavior. Let's talk about some positive situations. All right. If you share with others, then think about that. Okay. What do you think, Tuggles? If you share with others, then what? Oh, he said if you share with others, then you're going to make some good friends. That is so true. Very nice, Tuggles. All right. Well, if you play well with others and invite them to play, then what's going to happen, Tuggles? Oh, he thinks if you invite others to play, that some days if you don't have anyone to play with, they might invite you back. All right. If you give others compliments and say nice things to them, then think about that for a minute. What would happen? If you smile at people often, then Tuggles, what would you do if I was smiling? Oh, he says he'd come up to me and ask me to play. A smile on your face shows that you're friendly and happy, and that would be somebody you would want to approach, somebody who's friendly and happy. We talked about it earlier that if you're always grumpy and always in a bad mood, that might cause people to not want to play with you. All right, so I want you to think again about your behavior and think about how what you do and the way you act can affect your relationships, affects your friendships. All right. Also, think about the song that we did when Tuggles and I came to your room at the beginning of the year about making a good friend. You know, if you want to make a friend, give a smile. If you want to make a friend, start with hello. If you want to make a friend, ask what's your name. If you want to make a friend, share a toy. If you want to make a friend, ask want to play. We did that song a couple months ago, and those are some great ways to start making friendships. All right, GES friends, Tuggles and I miss you so very much, kindergarten, and we hope that you're doing well at home. Some of the things that Tuggles and I have been doing here is we are sometimes making muffins, going on walks together. We've played some games together and done puzzles together. So I hope that you are making some great memories with your family and that you're doing well. All right? All right, Tuggles, ready to say goodbye? All right, we'll see you later. Bye.